Super Show.
Hallo, wir sind die Reporter von der Südpol-Show auf 92,4.
Kannst du dich bitte als erstes unseren Hörern von der Südpol-Show auf 92,4 vorstellen mit deinem Namen, Beruf und deinem Buch?
Hello, we are the reporters from the Südpol Show at 92.4. Could you first please introduce yourself to our listeners at 92.4 with your name, your job and your new book?
Okay, I'm Timo Parvala. I'm a writer coming from Finland straight away this morning. I flew from Helsinki to Munich, and it's beautiful weather here, by the way. We have had a cloudy weather for 3 weeks now, so it's really nice to see sun here. I have written almost 80 books now, but in here my latest Ella book is Ella und der falsche Zauberer. Correct? Yeah? Okay. On Finnish it's Ella ja kaverit karkaavat koulusta.
Wie bist du auf die Idee gekommen, die Ella-Reihe zu schreiben? Gibt es eine echte Ella, die dich auf die Idee gebracht hat?
How did you get the idea to write your Ella books? And are your ideas based on a real life Ella?
At the time when I was writing the first Ella book, I was still a teacher. And I have a classroom in front of me. There were maybe 20. Yes, definitely there were some characters which kind of are like Ella books characters. Not the same types, but still all those ideas came from those years I was still teaching. The name Ella comes from I'm a grandfather of a girl who is named Ella. Ella is now 23 years old, but at the time she was born.
Wie lange hat es gedauert, das Buch Ella und der falsche Zauberer zu schreiben?
How long did it take to write the new Ella book?
It's always really hard to say how long it takes to write a book, because actually the writing process starts well before I write the first line, because I start to think the ideas of the book and what will the next story be like, what is it about, and things like that. But estimately it took 2 months, 1 week, 3 days, 8 hours, 6 minutes and 11 seconds estimately.
Ella und der falsche Zauberer ist jetzt der 15. Band der Ella-Serie. Wie viele Bände sollte es ursprünglich geben und wie viele wird es bestenfalls noch geben?
The new Ella book is the 15th part of the Ella series. How many Ella books did you plan to write when you started, and how many more Ella books can we expect?
When I started, I planned to write 1 Ella book. And after the first one, I felt like that, well, maybe it would be nice to meet these guys again, and then I wrote the second one. And it has continued like that. I haven't planned how many books there will be. There will be Ella books as long as I enjoy writing them. In Finland, actually, there are almost 30 Ella books now, so you are a bit behind us in these translations. So there are lots to come.
Ab wie vielen Jahren würdest du das Buch Ella und der falsche Zauberer empfehlen?
How old do you have to be to read the new Ella books?
In Finland, we actually don't have such age limits in the bookstores, for example, as I know you have it here in Germany. So there are no age limits. You can be 6 years old if you can read, or you can be 9 years old or 99 years old if you want. So everything goes.
Sind die Ella-Bücher für Jungen oder für Mädchen besser geeignet?
Are the Ella books suitable for boys or are they better for girls?
I think for both. I know the name Ella, it leads you to think that this is something for girls, but actually if you think about the characters in the Ella books, there are as many boys as there are girls, and there are no such a girl things or boy things. Whatever, you can be a boy or girl.
In deinem neuen Buch drückt der Rektor auf einen roten Knopf in seinem Zimmer. Ist der rote Knopf am Zimmer des Direktors ein Bitte nicht stören Knopf?
In the new Ella book, the headmaster is pressing a red button in his room. Is the button a please do not disturb button?
Yes. I think everyone should have a red button sometimes, at least parents, but maybe children also.
Gibt es die Kojotenschule wirklich oder ist das Zauberei?
Ja, es ist Zauberei.
Die Schulkinder beobachten ja immer den Lehrer aus einem Kleinbus, weil sie wissen wollen, wie es ihrem Lehrer geht. Warum eigentlich?
The students are watching the teacher from a small bus from time to make sure he is okay. Why are they doing this?
Now, I have to admit that I don't remember because it's so many years I have written these books and I haven't had time to read it again, so I have to pass this question. I'm sorry, but maybe if you come to me after an hour or so, I can give you an answer. But sometimes it happens. I write a lot.
Ella und die anderen wollen ja auf eine andere Schule wechseln, auf der sie rund um die Uhr Spaß haben. Wie sieht eine perfekte Schule für dich aus?
Ella and her class had planned to leave their school to go to another school in which they can have fun all the time. How does this perfect school look like in your opinion?
I don't think that if you would have fun all the time, it would be fun in the end. Because if you have something plenty, it comes so common, so boring, that it wouldn't be so nice. So that's why I think it's really nice when weekend comes. It's Saturday, it's Sunday, but if every day would be Sunday or Saturday, it wouldn't be so nice at all. We need Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays to get Saturday.
Du warst ja mal Grundschullehrer. Sind bestimmte Charaktere von ehemaligen Schülern inspiriert?
You have also worked as a primary school teacher. Are some of your characters inspired by your former students?
Yes, definitely yes. I think that every teacher in every country all over the world would recognize at least some characters of Ella books. There are always the wise guy, there is always the one who doesn't understand so much. There is the funny girl or funny boy, there is the one who gets things done, there is the one who is in her or his own thoughts and so on and so on. Those are characters which are very common in every classroom, I think.
Wie viel von Ellas Lehrer steckt in dir?
How similar are you to Ella's teacher?
That's a nice question. Because when I started to write Ella books, I quit teaching. It happened in 1995. And I kind of continued teaching in Ella books, not in real world. So actually I think I would be exactly like Ella's teacher, but it's a good thing that I'm not in a real school anymore.
Der Lehrer ist ja ziemlich überfordert mit seinem Tablet. Wie geht es dir mit Tablets, Smartphones und Computern?
Ella's teacher has problems handling his new tablet. Do you also have problems with tablets, smartphones and computers?
All the time. Who doesn't? And there, at least in Finland, but maybe also here in Germany, There has been so many new technique coming to the schools that there are no teacher who can do everything, and you know, if you have a lot of technique, always something goes wrong, and it takes some time to boot it or reboot it or find the right path or something like that. So yes, it happens all the time, even for me with my phone or computer.
Welche Figur aus den Ella-Büchern ist dir am ähnlichsten?
Which character from your Ella books is most similar to you?
I think the teacher, definitely the teacher.
Welcher Charakter fällt dir am leichtesten zu schreiben?
Which character is easiest to write about?
Actually, Pekka might be the one, because Pekka is very useful for a writer. When you are stuck, when the storyline doesn't proceed, you don't know what happens next, then you take Pekka, and whatever can happen, because Pekka can do whatever. Even I don't know what he's going to do next, and that's really nice and smart. It kind of, Pekka character gives a twist to the story.
Die Kinder entscheiden sich ja dann doch dagegen, die Schule zu wechseln. Hättest du das genauso gemacht oder hättest du die Schule gewechselt?
The students decide to not change schools. Would you also take the same choice as Ella and her friends?
Yeah, I think that the school where they are now, it's best for them, definitely. Those dream schools, they might sound fun, they might sound the perfect place to be, but there is a phrase that beware of your dreams come through. So sometimes what you are dreaming of is maybe not what you really want. I think Ella and her friends, they are in the right place now.
Hast du in deiner Karriere als Lehrer auch so aufgeweckte Kinder unterrichtet?
Have you taught such bright kids as Ella too? Have you taught such bright kids as Ella too?
Yes, of course. Yeah, all kids are bright. Every kid, they have their own strengths, and they are bright on their own way. So all the time.
In der Beschreibung von deinem neuen Ella-Band habe ich gelesen, dass der Lehrer ohne Ella und die anderen so ziemlich verloren wäre. War das bei dir und deinen Schülern auch so?
In the description of your latest Ella book, you say that Ella's teacher would be in a fix without his students. Was it the same situation between you and your students?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, might be so. Yeah.
Würdest du sagen, dass der Lehrer von Ellas Klasse ein guter Lehrer ist oder eher weniger?
Do you think Ella's teacher is a good teacher?
I think he is. He really loves the kids. He loves his job. He's complaining all the time, but still he loves both. He does the best he can, and we can do more than that.
Hast du den ersten Ella-Band am Computer oder per Hand geschrieben?
Was the first Ella book written on your computer or by hand?
Actually, only my first book, which came out 1989, almost 30 years ago. That one I wrote with the typewriter, but all the books after that have been written by computer.
Wolltest du am Anfang nur ein Ella-Buch schreiben oder hattest du schon vor, mehrere zu schreiben?
Had you planned to write just one Ella book or to write a whole series?
Do you mean from now on or originally when I started?
When you started?
No, I planned to write only one Ella book. It was ought to be only one book, but it seemed it was fun for me. It was fun for the readers, so I continued.
Deine Ella-Bücher sind ja in Finnland Schullektüre. Was ist es für ein Gefühl zu wissen, dass jeder Schüler in Finnland deine Bücher gelesen hat?
The Ella books are reading material for all students in Finland. How does it feel knowing that every student in Finland has read your books?
First I have to make a correction because yes, Ellas are widely read in schools, but in Finland, especially in first grades, we don't have obligatory books, so no one has to read Ella. So it's not an obligatory task, but of course most of children. Thank you. Most of children have read Ellas because they are quite popular in Finland, but it feels really good. I think that if books become popular, it means that there is something in the books which touches the readers, and that's what more I can ask. I'm really honored and proud of that.
Wie viele Ella-Bücher willst du noch schreiben und wenn es noch weitere Bände gibt, wie werden sie heißen?
How many Ella books are you planning to write, and what will their titles be?
Oh, I wish I would know. I don't have any plans. I know that there will be Ella books. Actually, in Finland now there are 2 Ella books per year, and there are next 2 books because I have already written them. But I don't know after that. Maybe next year also, maybe year after, or maybe not. It depends on a lot of things. I do write also other book series. There are books about Pekka. There is a science fiction book series called Kepler 62. There is a book series about Cat and Dog, Mountain Wolf, and things like that. So I don't have plans further than next year, and next year there will be Ella books.
Schreibst du gerade schon wieder an einem neuen Ella-Buch?
Are you writing a new Ella book right now?
Yes, actually I am.
Ende 2013 ist ja der Film zu deinem Buch Ella und das große Rennen in die Kinos gekommen. Wie war es für dich, dein eigenes Werk auf den Kinoleinwänden zu sehen?
At the end of 2013, an Ella movie was made to the cinemas. How does it feel to see your own work on the big screen?
Yes, it's always really exciting, especially to see the characters to come alive. And I think those who acted Ella and Pekka and Hanna and Tina and other characters, they were really good. They were looking almost exactly how I had imagined they would like to be. So of course it was new for me also. Movie is something added to the original story. When you are making a movie, there is a director, there are actors, there is one who makes all the environments and things like that. So it was like an adventure for me also.
Warst du an den Dreharbeiten oder am Casting beteiligt?
Was you been involved in the casting or in the shooting of the film?
Yes, I was following the casting, but I didn't affect much for that because it's not my expertise to know who would be a good actor. I saw a lot of talented kids, and there were many who would have suited to act Ella, for example, but I had to trust that those professionals who were doing the casting, they knew best.
In dem Buch Ella in den Ferien verreist Ella mit der ganzen Klasse. Mit welcher Person aus den Ella-Büchern würdest du am liebsten verreisen?
In the book Ella on Holiday, Ella is traveling with her whole class. With which person from your Ella books would you like to go on holiday with?
That's a really nice question. Maybe Ella. She's a quite quiet one. I think it would be really nice to have Ella in the back seat of your car because she's writing notes and maybe singing a bit or something like that. Definitely not with Pekka, I mean.
Wolltest du schon immer Autor werden?
Did you always have the wish to become an author?
No. when I was at school, I planned to be a doctor, I planned to be a forest guard, or I planned to be an architect, or planned to be an ice hockey player, very many different kind of professions, and then I ended to be a teacher. So only after that I thought that maybe I should try writing also, because I have always loved writing, and before that I loved reading.
Hast du deine Arbeit als Lehrer abgebrochen, um mehr Zeit für das Schreiben zu haben, oder gab es einen anderen Grund?
Did you quit your job as a teacher to have more time for writing, or were there any other reasons?
Yes, mostly the time. At the time when I quit teaching, our second child was born, Lauri was born, and we were in a situation, we have two very little child at home. I was writing TV series at the time and teaching, so I had to quit something to get managed with all this job, and yes, I haven't regret my choice.
Was ist für dich einfacher, Lehrer zu sein oder Bücher zu schreiben?
What is easier, writing books or teaching children?
Both are difficult jobs, both are easy jobs. Jobs are like that, they are not just easy or just very hard or just something. They can be very different at the times. For me, it's easier to be a writer, definitely so. But I don't know if I would have continued teaching, maybe it would have come more easier for me.
Hast du schon am Anfang die Geschichte im Kopf und schreibst sie danach auf, oder kommen dir während du schreibst neue Ideen?
Do you already have the story before you're writing it down, or do you create the story while writing?
Yes, the last one. I've always written like walking in a forest that I don't know. I follow the path, and then comes maybe crossing the path, comes to 2 or 3, and I have to choose. Do I go there? Do I go there? Do I go there? I take the left one. Then I follow the left one. Maybe I do notice that this wasn't the right one, and then I have to come back and take the second one. But that works best, especially in books like Ella, which are based for kind of surprises. Also, the readers should be surprised what happens next, and it's best if it's also a surprise for the writer. And that's why I don't do plans before I write Ella. But I have written different kind of books where I have had to make plans, really good plans actually, to make it done. So it depends. But mostly I like the way that I haven't made any plans before.
Schreibst du eher morgens, am Tag oder abends?
Ich schreibe am Morgens.
Viele Autoren nehmen sich vor, täglich 1000 Wörter zwischen 7 und 8 Uhr morgens zu schreiben. Machst du dir auch so einen strengen Plan?
Many authors plan to write about 1000 words between 7 and 8 a.m. Do you have also such a strict plan?
Yes, I have kind of, not as strict, but I have a task every morning, and I have to write 2 pages of text, no matter how it comes and how much time it needs. 2 pages every day. Maybe next morning, when I look at those 2 pages, maybe I erase some lines, or maybe the whole thing. But 2 pages every day, it keeps me moving.
Gibt es einen Ort, an dem dir die besten Ideen kommen?
Is there a place where you get the best ideas?
Yes, at my desk, before my computer.
Gibt es auch Momente, in denen du keine Bücher schreiben willst?
Are there any situations in which you don't want to write books?
Well, of course, if I'm very stressed, I don't have any good ideas. But there has been times which have been a bit difficult in real life, and on those times actually the writing the book has been really good, because it's a place to escape into your imagining. So maybe when I'm tired, when I'm really tired about for example the whole year, in the end of my working year, it comes sometimes really difficult to find a new way to make a story.
Wenn du dir ein Haustier aussuchen könntest, welches würdest du wählen?
If you had the choice, which animal would you choose as a pet?
I have had the choice. I have 2 dogs.
Welches Gericht könntest du jeden Tag essen, ohne dass es dir zu viel wird?
Which meal could you eat every day without getting enough?
Fish, all kind of fish. Fish is my favorite. I do fish myself also, but...
Welches Getränk magst und trinkst du am liebsten?
Which drink do you like the most?
Apfelsaft.
Hat dir in der Schule der Sportunterricht Spaß gemacht oder hast du lieber eher zugeschaut?
Did you have fun at physical education, or did you prefer watching?
I was in a kind of in between, in the middle. I wasn't the best, I wasn't the worst. I enjoyed some games, but for example basketball I hated, so it depended a lot. I like sports a lot. Skiing is one of my favorite things. Swimming is also. So, yeah.
Was war früher in der Schule deine schlechteste Note?
Which grade was the worst of your whole school days?
Maybe the 8th grade, I think. When everyone was a teenager and it was really restless times at schools. In Finnish schools, we are on 8th grade. We are about 14 years old.
In dem Ella-Buch gibt es einen Lehrer, der den Spitznamen Schornstein trägt. Hast du auch einen Spitznamen und wenn ja, welchen?
In your other books, there's a teacher with the nickname Chimney. Do you have a nickname too?
No. With my friends, I don't have. But maybe I had a nickname when I was at school and a teacher, but they didn't tell me that, and maybe that's a good thing.
Welche 3 Wörter beschreiben dich am besten?
Describe yourself in 3 words.
I'm quite calm. I'm lazy. But because I'm lazy, I'm also hard-working. This needs a bit explanation, because I need to work hard to get the work done, and then I can be lazy.
Kannst du zum Schluss noch die Hörer von der Südpol-Show auf 92,4 grüßen mit deinem Namen und deinem Beruf?
And finally, could you please greet our listeners from the Südpol Show at 92.4 with your name and your job?
Hei, olen Timo Parvela ja haluan tervehtiä teitä Radio 92.4 kuuntelijat. Hello, I'm Timo Parvela, writer from Finland. I want to greet you all listeners of the Südpol Show. Okay, let's take it.
Und jetzt den Gruß bitte noch auf Finnisch.
Yeah, and once again in Finnish.
Yeah, okay. I tried first in this. Hello, all the listeners of Südpol Show 92.4. I'm Timo Parvela, writer from Finland, and I want to greet you all. Hei kaikki Südpol Show 92.4 kuuntelijat. Olen Timo Parvela, kirjailija Suomesta, ja haluan tervehtiä teitä kaikkia.
Danke für das Interview.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Vielen Dank für all. Thank you. You were great. A lot of questions.